to episode 199 of Coffee and Co-Read, your source for all things literary with Catherine
and Kristen, where we believe there's nothing better than a hot coffee and an awesome book. Join us for our virtual book club where we take one book a month and dive into all the drama, adventure, and romance we can find. Hi, Catherine.
Hey, Kristen.
So Christmas is like fast approaching.
So fast.
It
but
is.
Also not quite fast enough.
Well, I mean, I'm still not ready, which is a problem.
Yeah, I'm not either. And there's stuff coming in the mail and stuff. And I'm like, fuck, is it going to get here on time? But I'm also like, why are we still working so hard? It's December, guys.
Yeah. I've already decided. Well, I already decided the last week of school because school just ended today. So this whole week, Monday we did work, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when we had classes, I was like, movies.
Love it. What kind of movies? That's fun.
Oh, we just watch Christmas movies. So, like, one class, we had a half day last week for family teacher conferences, so hardly any kids came. So I only had, like, 6 kids in one class. So we started watching A Muppet Family Christmas. You know how much I love it. So they were like...
Listen to last week's episode to hear.
Yeah. So they were like, Miss, we need to finish it because we didn't finish it. So we did. And then I was like, okay, well, now we're going to watch like a full-length Christmas movie. What do you guys want? Like, I have a folder. Like, I have access to a whole bunch. And I was like...
Yeah.
I was like, hey, look, like, let's stay on theme. So I put on A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Love it.
And then another class, we did Home Alone. And then another class, we did like Polar Express or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Fun.
Yeah. So the kids like it. I have a Keurig in my room, so we had like little hot chocolate pods and candy canes, and they brought their own mugs so that we weren't killing the environment with cardboard.
That's good.
Or takeout cups. So, yeah, it was cute.
Cool.
But, like, sort of off topic, we're talking today just because, like, it's not strictly a book topic, but we're talking today about Christmas baking because it's the reason for the season, if you will. So, like, do you get up to specific Christmas baking every year? Do you have a specialty? Like, what goes on in your domain for baking?
I guess I bake usually once every 2 weeks or so. I'll bake a loaf of sourdough. So I was gonna bake some loaves for work people. I did bake them for my favorite work people. I don't think anyone I work with listens to this. But yeah, it was only 3 people.
Amazing.
So, you know, I tried. But I did make some haystack cookies, which are my absolute favorite. And they're just like melted chocolate and butterscotch over peanuts and chow mein noodles. And then they're frozen.
Oh.
And they're so easy, but they've always been my favorite ever since I was little. So I made a bunch of those, and I'll probably give some of those to my coworkers.
Oh, I think you made those for me one year.
Yeah, probably. I adore them. But yeah, I don't know what else I'll do, if anything. I was kind of hoping to bake a bit more. I want to make peppermint brownies like we used to have at Second Cup.
Yes.
The mini ones.
Yes.
I just want them to be very tiny. Have a tiny dollop of whipped cream. I really want that for some reason. But yeah. What about you? What are you making?
So I usually do quite a bit of baking. Baking is sort of like my happy place. I really like it. I really like being adventurous and like trying like fancier things. But I just find that I just don't have time for it very much in my life. But I always manage to make my own gingerbread house. So I currently still have, I've made the gingerbread like last week. It's not edible. Like I made gingerbread cookies with the kids already. And they decorated them and had a great time. And then, so that we did that. This gingerbread house is exclusively for me. The kids have done their own gingerbread house.
Yeah.
And their own cookies. This is, and they know they do not touch my gingerbread house. I made my own template a few years ago because I wanted something a little bit more extravagant than just like your plain, I guess, A-frame house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my house is like 2 stories on one end and then there's a single story on the other end. And then there's like 2 roof sections.
Cool.
It's the same design every year, but like I made my own template with like an old cardboard box. So I have the pieces made, cut out, baked. Now I just need to find time to actually decorate it and put it together, which should be fun, which is the most fun part. I went out and got all of my like candy and stuff to go on it in November because it always like goes super quick from the, like I go to Bulk Barn and all the Christmassy stuff always goes really fast because everybody does it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's exciting. And then usually I always make cinnamon buns, like homemade cinnamon rolls. I make them Christmas Eve and we have them Christmas morning for breakfast.
Yeah.
And normally I'll make some sort of sugar cookie or something with the kids on Christmas Eve for Santa.
Oh, yeah.
And this year, actually, I also made some Christmas crack.
Okay.
Because I really like it, but I've never made it before. So I used like Ritz crackers as the base layer. And then some brown sugar and butter on top of it. And then chocolate chips on top of that. And you spread it all out. And then toffee bits. And then you break it all up like a bark almost.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, sounds a lot more than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would ideally love to do more than that, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah. You can do some after Christmas, but then it's like...
Well, yeah. So that's sort of part of is like after Christmas, it's been like, okay, we have so many sweets in the house, we don't need...
Yeah.
We don't need anything
it's the worst
else.
part.
Yeah. But no, baking I find really, I don't know why I find it soothing, but I do like, and it lets out a creative side that I don't normally have. So
love that.
Yeah. I enjoy it. Newfoundland too is very like, obviously not in our experiences, but like Newfoundland is very keen on Christmas baking.
Yeah, we went out to supper last night with my family at like a fancier-ish restaurant. And their one of their desserts was just like a bunch of different kind of cookies in an Eversweet container.
Hilarious. So Eversweet is a type of margarine, like a type of not a type of faux butter.
It's where your grandmother would have kept her cookies.
Yeah, for sure.
If you lived here.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Cause there's this girl on TikTok who has a ton of followers. I can't even remember her name right now, but she just showcases all kinds of like Newfoundland cookies and stuff. And obviously some of them are like, I would say that most of them are not originally from here.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they're made elsewhere, but like Nanaimo bars, Canadian staple. They're always around Christmas time. Like, Newfoundland is very much I don't even know what to call it. Like, you have your variety squares. Those are like your Christmas cookies, right? Your variety squares. So there's always little squares of Nanaimo bars, which if you're Canadian, you should know what they are. They're delicious. And then there's always like Queen Anne squares and like strawberry squares, and then there's like 5-star bars, which are like my personal favorite. They've got like sweet condensed milk, coconut, graham crackers, and then you melt Aero bars on top. But like those are like your quintessential Christmas cookies.
And snowballs.
And peanut butter balls. So like everybody and their like sister has at least like I think a pack of them, or like, because you can buy them in packs here, but like you always have like somebody hauling them out of the freezer. They start baking in like October, and then Christmas time they're hauling them out of their freezer and be like, got your Christmas cookies.
Yeah. And
it's very like quintessentially Newfoundland, which I really like.
Me too. Yeah, your house is always full of, like, everyone's house is full of cookies. You'll go in and be like, do you want a beer and a cookie?
Yeah.
You're like, yes, I do. Go to see anybody and they'll give you a beer and a cookie.
Yeah, 100%. So, like, it's sort of one of those things where after Christmas, I don't want any cookies. You know what I mean? Because, like, we're going to have a ton in the house anyway. And so, like, I don't need to bake, but I like it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, fun. Yeah, I guess we'll get into it for today. So just a heads up, this is not a spoiler-free zone, and things might get saucy.
They will.
Yes.
They do get saucy.
Facts.
So, I don't remember a lot of last week, to be honest, because I feel like not very much is happening plot-wise. We have our two main characters, Louisa and Clara, the sisters before misters. And they are in the world of fairy, trying to help Prince Liranon, or whatever her last name is, or whatever his first name is. I think is Liranon. Yeah. They just call him Lir.
Thankfully.
Thank God, help him break the curse from Drosselmeyer and get his kingdom back. So he needs to drink Louisa's blood. Has to be Louisa's. Clara can't have a turn. But yeah, so he has to continuously drink her blood in order to stay mobile and not as a nutcracker. They have sought out the help of the Sugar Plum Fairy, Finias, who has pointy teeth for some reason. And he's got a thing for Clara. So, last week, they were attacked by a big, gigantic mole rat. Went to Finias's house. Finias, the Sugar Plum Fairy. Went to his house, hung out, left Clara there to paint while they went to seek allies, like mercenaries, to escort them to the unending pool, which is where the prince needs to go to break his curse. I'm pretty sure that... Oh, and obviously, Clara and Finias have sex in the kitchen? Dining room?
Somewhere, yeah.
Somewhere public, where anybody could... Somewhere in public where anyone could walk in.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they care about public.
No, I don't think so either, to be fair. And I guess, like, they're sort of... I don't know if they're about to go again. Seems like they are.
Yeah, it seems like.
When all of a sudden, like, the house starts to shake. There's, like, a crash. So they're like, oh, no, what's that? So this week we are reading chapters 14 to 22. It is week 3 with Court of Sugar and Spice by Rebecca F Kenney. So we start off this week in reverse. Well, not in reverse, but like... So, like, the end of last week, Finias and Clara, like, we ended the week in Clara's point of view, Finias and Clara hard up going at it, right?
And they hear a crash through the house.
So then the next chapter is in Louisa's point of view, and it backtracks a bit. It goes back to them being home, like, after their excursion to get their allies, and... Clara is still painting at this point. But, like, the rest of them, they're all back at Finias' house. And Finias is, like, fretting because Clara hasn't eaten or drank anything all day. And he's being a mother hen.
Yes.
And Louisa's trying to be like, dude, don't worry. She always gets like this when she's painting. And, like, it's not a big deal. It's just a day. Like, she's not going to die. And Lir is there, obviously. And he is like, oh, like, dude, just give it up. So he's like, how about we listen to some music? And Finias likes that idea. So he gets a piece of candy and splits it 3 ways so they can all hear the same song, which is weird because it's like, it's a piece of candy. What do you mean all hear the same song? But
yeah, that's like his shtick.
Yeah. Candy is his thing. Obviously, he's a sugar plum fairy, so, like, I guess it makes sense.
But why wouldn't he have, like, a record player or something?
Because they're in fairy and everything has to be whimsical.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure there are record players somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, or, like, fiddles or something. But I don't know.
There's definitely fiddles in fairy.
Anyway, so...
Just thinking of Tamlin.
So, they all eat the candy, and all of a sudden, as they're chewing, Louisa starts to hear music in her head. And so, Finn and Louisa get up and start dancing to the music, and they manage to convince Lir to also get up, and, like, they're all dancing in a circle, and it's all happy, da-da-da. And Louisa just decides that, like, she can't dance in her dress. So she takes it off. So she's just dancing around in her underwear. Now, like, she's got, like, a bustier on, and she's got, like, frilly sort of underpants. I don't know if they're, like, what's the proper term for them? Like, I don't know if they're, like, the ones that go to your knee and are frilly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe they're like that. I don't think they're full-on, like, underwear.
Yeah, they seem like, I don't know what.
They're probably a bit more modest than what we would call underwear these days. Yeah. But still, she just takes off her dress and is like, I'm going to dance around like this. Like, and I'm going to address it in a little bit because she does actually talk about it. But it just, her character bothers me.
I just was like, is it because of the candy?
No.
Or is this just a decision she made?
It's just a decision.
Wild choices.
Like, I don't think the candy makes her act a certain way.
Which is funny because, like, last week she was like, I want to try this candy. And he was like, I don't know how that'll affect mortals. So I kind of expected there to be, like, something. But,
good point. So, like, even though they only eat the candy for, like, a couple of minutes, they hear the music for, like, hours. And I'm like, is it the same song over and over? Because I feel like that would get annoying.
Oh my god, I hope not. Oh my god, this is completely unrelated. But did you see that Alex Horne's band did a thing for Stand Up to Cancer where they played the same song for 24 hours in a row?
Oh my god, no thank you.
It's like all over Instagram. And they had like special guests come in and do like help them out for a little bit and like play on a different instrument or something because they like literally never stopped. They're like playing, singing, and eating and like god. Oh god, it got stuck in my head for like a second because I watched too many reels of it and I was like, this is hell.
Can you imagine?
Anyway,
yeah, 24 hours would be awful.
Wild.
Okay, so when the music is finally over, they're all very happy and like, oh, that was fun. And it was hours later. So Lir just, like, goes to his room, but before he goes, he looks at Louisa in a disgusted way because she took her clothes off.
Of course.
And so he leaves. Then Finn is like, I'm gonna take food to Clara. So he leaves. So then she is alone in the living room.
The living room. Although she shares a room with her sister, I guess. Both would be.
But her sister's not in there right now. And she knows her sister's not in there.
But she knows no one's in the living room.
Stop. So she just decides that because she's alone and she's turned on for some reason, I guess dancing and being happy turns her on.
Sure.
So she just decides she's going to masturbate.
Yep.
In some stranger's living room.
I'm sure he doesn't mind.
No, that's true. But still, the audacity. Yeah. I could never just go to your house and be like, all right.
My poor cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, wild.
So, like, she just decides she's going to masturbate. And then not even, like, so, like, I totally... Okay, that's a lie. I don't totally get it. But, like, okay, fine. You want to, like, touch yourself on the couch sort of in a sly way where you could very easily, like, if someone comes in, be like, I wasn't doing anything.
You wouldn't take off your underwear.
No, she takes off her underwear to do it properly, quote unquote, so that she could like spread herself and like just like touch herself. And I'm like, girl, you have a bedroom. Like, go there.
Yep.
Like, her sister didn't spend the night last night. To be fair, she does not think that her sister is spending the night with her tonight because she has a reaction later on. So, like, just go to your room. Anyway. So, like, she's just really going for it. She's got her legs wide open. She's full on, like, I'm not just talking, like, some rubbing. Like, she is inserting.
Yeah.
So, like, she closes her eyes, and she's doing it. And then she opens her eyes, and then Prince Lir is just standing there, watching her.
What a good name. Leering.
Anyway, so, like, she just keeps going. Like, she just doesn't stop. Like, she doesn't even hesitate to keep going.
Yeah.
Like, 100% does not slow down. So she just keeps going until she full on comes. And then, to make it worse, she, like, pries open. This is going to be gross, and I'm so sorry. Pries open. She pries herself open, her lips, so that he can see her clitoris and see how wet she is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after he has repeatedly been like, I've only slept with 2 people, you're a slut. And now she's like, look at me.
But he is. He's... I don't know. I wouldn't have stayed.
No. So, like...
I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't have stayed.
No! Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what... So, her reasoning, like, she just does that. And in her mind, she's just confirming to him that she's a slut. She's like, I'm not going to stop because he thinks I'm a slut anyway, so I might as well keep going. And then she's like, but because he watched me, he is just as much of a slut. And I'm like, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Because, like...
You'd think that she'd be like, oh, he's clearly into me somewhat, even if he doesn't want to be.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's
but
just like...
He's not there masturbating himself.
No! And, like...
It's different levels.
I'm annoyed that her one character trait is slut.
Yeah.
It's really bothering me.
Yeah.
And it talks about it a little bit later.
Yeah.
How that is her one character trait. So, like, just really bothers me. So, then he tells her that he hates her.
Great.
I hate you. Like, to her face. But she thinks...
After watching her.
Yeah, after watching her, like, have masturbate. But she, in her head, thinks that's actually a victory because she can hear the desire in his voice. So the fact that he's turned on in her brain is a good thing. So she just puts her clothes back on and then walks past him and goes to bed, feeling satisfied and powerful. And I'm like, this is just an odd dynamic. And I totally understand now. When I was reading reviews on that and hearing that there was like one relationship was super toxic, I get it now.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's true. He just keeps calling her a slut and a whore, but then like sort of talks but then sort of reaffirms that he wants her. And I hate it's not good.
It's not. And she keeps being super inappropriate. This one, it is weird to just masturbate in someone's living room, but it's also weird to watch. He could have just left.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, if he, like, poked his head in and saw what she was doing, like, the fact that he just goes and stands there and watches her is definitely weird.
And to me, it seemed like she looked up and he was, like, literally looming
Yes!
over her. And I was like, whoa, how did he get so close? Like, I expected a little peek around the door.
No.
Nope.
Now, I don't know.
Literally leering.
I will say, I don't know how close he was to her. Like, I think he was probably, like, a couple of steps in the doorway. I don't think he was, like, on top of her or anything. Yeah. I think he was watching from a safe distance.
Just not in the splash zone?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I find that whole interaction so weird. So she's asleep. She's in bed. And she briefly thinks of Drosselmeyer's warning to them. About, like, he says, like, you don't know who they are. You don't know what they do.
Yeah. Which, also, is that going to come back? Is it anything?
I don't know. I mean, it has to be something if it's brought up so much.
Yeah.
But she just ignores it and just goes to sleep anyway. So she wakes up later to that loud crash sound. And immediately she's like, oh, Finn and Clara are having sex. But then the house shakes. So she's like, nope, that's not sex.
Jesus.
So she goes into the hallway and sees that half the house has actually been eaten by a giant rat. And there's, like, rat soldiers riding on it with, like, a saddle and everything. And, like, there are more rat soldiers around the big rat's paws. And, like, Louisa is freaking out because Finn's room was just eaten. And she's like, oh my God,
just
Clara
imagine?
and Finn are in there. So they're dead.
They're dead. Just dead.
So she, before she left her room, managed to grab her little dagger. And she was like, I'm going for it. She was going to attack the rats because they killed her sister. And I'm like, yes, girl, like, sure. Let's go there. But then Lir grabs her from behind and, like, takes her in the opposite direction. And she's, like, screaming, let me go! I have to avenge my sister!
Yeah.
But then, luckily, Finn and Clara, who were actually in the kitchen having sex, come around the corner naked. Like, just naked. And then Finn magics clothes on them, and then magics Louisa out of her jammies and into, like, travel clothes. And he tells Lir to take the girls out the back door, and he'll hold them off while they run away. And, like, Clara's like, no! Because she's having the feels. But Lir is like, don't worry, he's actually, like, a really impressive soldier and can handle himself. That's why he offered to do this for us. And as they're running away, Louisa is like, well, obviously, one of the hired people we met today betrayed us. And Lir's like, I think so too. Who do you think it is? And she's like, oh, I think it's Theanne, because she seemed, like, way too excited about the journey and thought that it looked really fake. And, like, he's like, yeah, but how do I know that you're right? And Clara's just like, she's never wrong. And, like, just sneaks in there. And it's just, like, great. So this one, like, it's her one talent. Apparently she can read people.
This outsider.
That she's never met before.
Yeah.
Ugh. So Lir is like, okay, how about we shut up now? Because we're running away and we want to be quiet. So they are. So they do. They shut up and they just run. So hours later, apparently they were running for hours. Because, these...
Yeah, wild. I can't run for hours, and I run.
I can't run for minutes.
And it sounds like these girls aren't super active. No offense to them. No. Like, I guess Louisa has a lot of sex, so her stamina sky high.
I guess. I would hope that I could run for a few minutes, maybe like 5.
If you were running away, I think you'd be able to run for longer than that.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't see the only time I'm on, I walk on a high incline on the treadmill. I can't run on it because I don't have the balance.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I don't know how people run on a treadmill because I have no balance. I fall.
I ran this morning on the treadmill.
Yeah, I can't do it. So I have to walk on an incline.
Yeah.
So, maybe if I was on a road, maybe I'd be able to do it. But I've also...
Yeah, I think if someone was chasing you, you'd be able to run.
But I also...
For longer than 5 minutes.
I don't know. I also have been told, don't take up running because it's killer on, the knees and the shins. And,
it is, yeah. All the joints. Yeah. Bad for you. It's not good for you at all. But...
Well, I mean, it's good for you in that you're getting exercise, but,
Yes, yeah. But it's, yeah.
Anyway, so I...
Running.
I haven't...
It's good for running away.
It's good training for when you have to run away from a killer of sorts. Anyway, so it's hours later and Finn finally catches up with them. And he killed all the soldiers and questioned one before killing him. And he did find out it was actually Theanne that betrayed them. And I'm like, cool, so that wasn't a plot point at all.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be
we gotta find out who betrayed us. No.
Yeah.
She thought it was
just
Theanne,
immediately know.
Got confirmation it was Theanne, ready to go.
She's smart.
Yeah, and I'm like...
I guess?
Yeah, I was like, is that the only thing that we wanted was to find out that, Louisa can read people?
Yeah, I guess so.
I hate it. Anything to do with Louisa, I'm sort of like, ugh. So luckily, Finn also got out of, I guess, during the questioning session, that these local guys didn't tell the Rat King about any of their plan or anything like that. They were just going to deal with it internally, we'll say. So Finn is going to send messages to their allies, the ones left, to meet up with them at a meet spot so that they can go on the journey. And then he tells them that what he thinks happened with Theanne is that him and her had a falling out, a while ago, and he sort of thought that the gifts he brought would have smoothed things over, and help her get over it, but she hated Lir's dad. So they think that those two things, the fact that they had a falling out, maybe she was still grudgy, and also that she hated Lir's dad, were sort of her primary motivation. But Finn is like, I invited her because I thought she hated the Rat King more than Lir's dad.
I kind of assumed that, there was gonna be something, they used to fuck.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really come up. I don't know. Maybe it'll come up later.
I don't know. The whole thing is just sort of okay, and...
Yeah. It's also kind of funny because they were he protected the house while he was gone, so Clara would be fine. And I'm like, so when you guys were, in the house and dancing and shit, you didn't protect the house then?
No. Do you know what I think? I think he has the protection wards all the time. I just don't think the protection wards are strong enough to ward against giant rats eating your house.
I guess. That is the thing.
That's sort of my original thought.
It's fair enough.
So the plan is for them to travel at least until dawn, and then they'll find a camping spot. They'll find somewhere to sleep. So we go to Clara's point of view. So they travel for 2 days to the meeting place, and the boys just tell them stories about how they grew up in Fairy and stuff like that. They show up to the meeting place and they meet up with 4 other people. Obviously, Theanne is no longer invited. And
good.
They travel for a while. It's all very like nondescript. Every once in a while, a monster will attack them, and we find out that it's because the girls smell like humans, which apparently attracts more monsters, which I think we knew already.
Yeah.
And like Sugar Plum keeps saying that like he keeps trying to dull their smell, but for some reason it's coming back quickly. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, probably because Clara smells delicious. So like he's obsessed with her.
Yeah, he is.
Clara, meanwhile, is horny as fuck, essentially. She's like, her and Finias haven't gotten to like have sex at all since they've been traveling. And like every once in a while he'll give her an eye, like a sexy eye. Bedroom eyes, I don't know, like the I really want to fuck you eyes, which sure.
Whatever that looks like.
So he suggests that they make like a wink.
A very exaggerated wink and a cheek thing.
Yeah. So
y'all know what I mean.
Yeah. He suggests that they make camp. And I guess we get sort of a synopsis of their travel. Like, they've been traveling for about a week at this point. And Clara says that, like, Lir and Louisa keep sneaking off for him to drink her blood. But they're letting everyone else think that they're having sex because they don't want everyone else to know about the curse.
Yeah.
Clara finds their dynamic really weird. Same. Because she says they're either constantly arguing or not speaking at all. But whenever he needs blood, she is like, all right, let's go. Like, she immediately goes with him. And she also lets him bite her. Like, she's got bandages wrapped all around her arms from him biting her. And she's like, Claire's like, I don't know why they don't just use a knife because it'd be cleaner and probably more sanitary. But, like, they don't. They go for the bite like he's a straight up vampire.
Is she gonna end up with a disease?
No.
An infection from his teeth?
No, because those types of diseases don't exist in Finias. We're going to learn.
Oh. Fair enough.
So they make camp, and Finias just tells Clara he needs to have her. A week without sex is really doing him in.
Yep.
And then it's so odd how this gets brought up.
Yeah.
So, like, Clara's all for it. But then she suggests, she's like, well, but, like, what if I didn't want to have sex? What if I wanted to run away from you and try and get away? And what if you chased me? And what if you took me by force? Like, and it's just like, you have had sex with him once. And you're already suggesting, like, some kinks?
Yeah, it's just like, it does seem, there's an easier way, or I feel like there's a way you could have put this in here and made it, like, they could have been having sex in the woods.
Yes.
And she could have been like, what if I ran away?
Yeah, it's very... it seems very forced. Like, a way to force the kink in there.
Well, and because, like, even earlier, he said, I don't know, it might have even been the first, no, it was last week, that he thinks that she's freakier than she lets on. But even if they had a conversation about that, and he was like, so what is your kink? Or, like, what do you want? Like, if it came up from a conversation, it's just, like, I can't really, she was... Literally last week, she was like, I can't even tell my sister about this. It's so shameful. And now she's like, so what if?
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been more of a conversation, or they could have been having sex and then led to this conversation. It just seems kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah. 100%. But I don't know. I also think that she has a lot more kinks than this. I think that's going to be the dynamic of their relationship, is that she's going to display that she's got way more kinks than we think, and he's going to be all for them. Because let's be honest, he's had sex so many times. He needs somebody to make it interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So obviously she comes out, and she is originally going to be like, oh shoot, that's a terrible idea. And he's like, but then he adds to it. And then it shows that like he's willing to indulge and play in this fantasy.
Yeah.
So they agree to wait until everybody is asleep, and they just go about their duties of setting up camp until later. When everyone's asleep, they'll quote unquote play. So go back to Louisa's point of view quickly. So she is getting her blood sucked by Lir, and she's telling him to stop, and he does, but he looks a little crazed, and she is worried that he is getting addicted. And in my brain, I'm like, so wouldn't this be the time to say, let's use a different method?
Yeah.
Either pick the sister, maybe don't bite, maybe just spread it, because that worked the first time.
Just turn him into a doll and drag him there. He's only tiny. I said it last week, but...
Yeah, I mean, that would solve a multitude of problems. Because then Finn...
Now he's gonna be addicted.
Finn could literally just take him as a little nutcracker, zoom to the unending pool, toss him in, and he'll come sputtering up and be like, I'm a man again. But no, we have to do it the hard way. So... she's, again, worried he's getting addicted because it's getting harder for him to stop. Like, it's getting harder to get him to stop. And he takes a little more every single time. And he tells her that, like, he knows that he's getting addicted and it's stressing him out. And he tells her, like, it's an unseelie practice for a reason. Like, there's a reason the Seelie Fae don't do it. And he says it's, like, it is like a drug. It is addictive, and it is like I don't know if it makes them stronger, gives them power, but it's like
it's just evil
again
because there's good and there's evil.
But like, still, if you know that you're getting addicted, the important thing to do would be to stop before you hurt somebody.
Yeah.
So, but like, I guess she doesn't want to stop because when they're alone like this, they don't fight. So she had unwound her bandaged arm so that he could bite her, so he brings it back to her for her to wind herself back up. And I guess, I don't know if she flinches or does something, but he asks if she's afraid of him. And she's like, no, but she's afraid of how he makes her feel. So she's insinuating that she has feelings for him. And he just tells her that the feeling is mutual. So he is also feeling for her, even though she's a straight up whore. According to him.
His words.
His words, not mine. But she also understands that, like, he is a different conquest, I want to say. Like, he's not like the typical males that she has dealt with at home. Like, normally, she's a pretty girl. All she got to do is, like, bat her eyes and, like, promise her vagina, and, like, guys fall at her feet. But Lir is not like that. She understands that, like, she has to be patient with him. She can't just walk up to him and grab his junk.
She tried that.
And I'm like, no, because that is assault. And it's bad.
Yes.
She also tells him that, like, she's worried what will happen with Drosselmeyer when they're done this journey. Like, in Lir's mind, as soon as he gets in the unending pool and doesn't need Louisa's blood anymore, he's sending them home. And Louisa knows that that's his intention. And she's like, we literally, like, ran from his home, took you without permission, like, ignored him when he was calling out to us. And, like, then he left us here to die. So, like, we are probably not going to be welcome in his home when we get back.
Imagine.
And Lear's like, don't you have any other family? And she's like, no, you know we don't. Like, we've told you our story. And he's like, yeah, you're both resourceful girls. I'm sure you can handle yourself.
Jesus.
Wow, dude. Way to be, like, understanding, empathetic. But, like, I guess he doesn't really understand the, like...
customs.
Yeah, like, the human, you know, they are in a Victorian society where women just have to get married, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So... she just tells him, like, yeah, being resourceful should be enough, but in our world, she's like, in our world, it's not. Like, we have to marry in order to access, and she was like, I have to marry in order to access my trust fund, but, like, or my inheritance. She was like, but I have to hope that my husband is going to be decent enough to let me have let me control it. Because technically, she gets married, her husband can control her money. And she just says, like, in best circumstance, she has a decent guy who lets her have control of her own money. She'll give some of it to Clara and set Clara up on her own so that she can paint or something like that. But other than that, she's going to cheat on her crappy husband, her words, every chance she gets until she's either too old to attract any suitor, like any people, or until she contracts a venereal disease and dies. That is her outlook on life.
Yeah. I just, like, why... her husband doesn't have to be crappy. Like, she could actually find somebody good is the other, like, I know that's obviously not what's going to happen, but...
Yeah, I don't really know, because the issue is that, like, she assumes Drosselmeyer is gonna, like, after this event, Drosselmeyer is gonna throw her at, like, some shitty-ass guy.
Yeah.
In which case, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna cheat on him all the time. And I don't really care. But I'm like, again, you are making her sole personality trait that she is a girl who likes sex.
Yeah. Yeah, it's annoying, because it's like, if we're gonna try to introduce, and we do a little later this week, try to introduce that she's smart in some ways, and, like, it kind of started a bit there, but, like, you'd think that she'd have, like, schemes other than just gonna fuck.
Yeah.
Anybody who will have me until I die.
Until I contract, like, syphilis.
Yeah, it does seem like there should be...
And, like, are condoms not a thing? You can't wear, like...
I don't know.
Didn't they used to make condoms out of, like, pig intestines?
Sheepskin?
Or that?
Yeah. What?
Something.
You know. Yeah.
Pig bladder. Like, something. And
Yeah.
she's like, I take a tonic so I won't get pregnant, but, like, everything else is out the window. And I'm like, you
have tonics for pregnancy?
Yeah, like, jumping Jehoshaphat's. It's like, she bothers me so much. They're literally just making her a sex fiend.
Yeah. Anyway,
so Lir, like, she has to explain to him what a venereal disease is, because Lear's like, what the fuck is that?
But it's also, sorry, I'm just going back to it. It's also, like, all of the Fae are very sex crazed.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm just surprised at, like, his reaction to it. Does he just, like...
But I guess that's the point.
They're all the same.
But, but I guess that is sort of the point, right? It's normally finding a sexual partner is easy for her, so she needed to write somebody that wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah, but I just mean, like...
We need a conflict.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And this is about it.
Well, there's, yeah, so much. Oh my. Yeah, makes sense.
It'd be better off in a bowl and put it on for a minute. So, Lir explains, once she explains what venereal diseases are.
What a wild thing to say to somebody.
I'm just going to cheat on my husband until I die from a sex disease.
Yeah.
He's like, we don't have those. Those aren't real. Here,
They're not
They're
real.
not real here.
Conspiracy. He's a tin hatter. He's just like, tinfoil hat guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a real thing.
Anyway, so Louisa just suggests, like, what if me and Clara were to stay here in Fairy? And Lir's like, nope, it's too dangerous. I won't allow it. And she's
too dangerous for his feelings.
I guess, yeah. So that's what she's like, but you've said that some humans stay in Fairy. And he just tells her, yeah, but it's too dangerous. And a lot of them end up, like, getting eaten or, like, die before they can even enjoy their unnaturally long lives in Fairy. And he says, like, normally the few that do stay have some sort of talent that the fairies appreciate. And he was like, Clara, I can see, because she's artistic and she could paint and people will like that. He was like, all you've done is talk about how your only talent is fucking. And he's like, fairies all do that anyway. We don't need you for that.
But I think she'd be new and different. I think the other fairies would like it.
Maybe.
I just don't think he likes the idea.
Well, and he just says, he's like, you've presented yourself as a whore. And she has, like, 100%. As I said earlier, this is her one personality trait.
Yeah.
And it really, like, I am sorry, Rebecca F Kenney, but this is just, to me, this is just lazy.
Yeah.
And, like, you literally couldn't give her anything else?
Yeah.
Maybe she could play the harpsichord. It seems like an instrument they would play at the time.
Sure.
Anyway, so him saying that to her, essentially that, yeah, your sister might be welcomed here, but you're just a whore, so no one would like you. She's like, you say stuff like that and it makes me hate you. And he says, good, that'll make everything easier. So, he's just being a dick and he's pushing her away because he has feels and he doesn't want feels.
Yeah.
So, then we go to Clara's point of view again. And she is super stoked about her and Finn's plan to have sex tonight and for her to live out a fantasy. So she gets up, she's like lying in between some random moth woman and her sister. And she sneaks out of her little bed place. And then Finn grabs her and flies her away in the sky. And he reaffirms, like, all that she wanted. He's consent.
Yeah.
And he's like, just so we're clear, you want me to chase you and take you by force? And she's like, yes, please. So he flies them a ways away so that, like, no one will hear them or interrupt them. And I'm like,
yeah.
How do you know there's no one, like, else around? But I guess, apart from their party, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, this was the whole thing. They're trying to hide from the things in the woods. What if something else catches her?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, they land, and he teases her, and he's like, you act like you trust me. And then he's like, maybe I'm only, like, doing this so I can gain your trust on purpose so I can kill you. And he's like, we only really need Louisa, because she's the only one giving Prince her blood. He's like, we don't really need you. Like, I've proven that I'm super powerful because of what he did with all the rat soldiers. And he's like, maybe I'm not going to listen when you call out your safe word, which is Drosselmeyer, by the way, which is a terrible, like,
I was going to say, did you not?
Yeah, it's awful.
Put in, because I read it and was like, Crested. I was like, have you read it yet? Her safe word is Drosselmeyer.
Her safe word is her godfather's name. Can you imagine? It's like bringing up a family member during sex. Now, I guess if you don't like what's happening and you need to utter a safe word, I guess it's like, what else? I feel like the mood is already dead anyway, but like...
It's like saying grandma.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it's so bad. I hate it.
Oh, I died at it. I died laughing so hard. I had to put the book down and text you and spoil it because I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
What a choice.
It is a choice.
What a choice.
Anyway, so he's like, maybe I won't listen when you say Drosselmeyer. And then he says, you should run now because when he catches her, he's going to fuck every hole and make her choke on his cock. And like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So he's like, I'll count to 100. And if, at this way, I'll count to 100. And if you can evade me for an hour, I'll spare her. I'll spare you. And I'm like, you're counting to 100, but then you're also giving her an hour. Like,
yeah, this is such a common thing. Like, I can't remember what other book I read that at the end of it, they were like, now you run.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember what it was, but I don't really want to spoil it. But it's such a common thing of like, if you evade me for this, like the half an hour or the hour, then you're free. And it's like, but
what if they don't want to be free?
But I don't. I want you to do this. We just talked about this. I just told you this was my fantasy. And if I evade you for an hour, so at like 59 minutes, I'm gonna have to stop and start yelling out to you, like,
I'm over
here. Right?
Yeah.
I get that it's part of the thing, but I'm also like, also if someone's chasing you, they're not just going to be like, after an hour, well, that was my time to chase. If they're like an actual bad person, you know?
Yeah,
they're not just going to be like,
true.
An hour passed, I can't keep looking, you're a pumpkin now. Like, you know.
You're a pumpkin
shit.
now, Charlie Brown. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, you're spot on. But this is what he says. He says, if you can evade me for an hour, he'll spare her. But otherwise, she's his to tear, fuck, or kill. So essentially, she's just going to have to trust that he won't kill her.
Yeah. I was kind of like, the killing's a bit hard.
Yeah.
But it's also, I do think that we're trying to make him scary when he's like the cute little...
Yeah.
Sugar plum fairy.
And I don't, like, if you wanted him to be a bit scarier, then make it darker. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Do it a different way. But.
Yeah. Like, this isn't a dark romance, is it? I actually don't know.
I don't think so. It's definitely not.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it.
So she knows in her head that the killing talk is just part of the game. She's like, he's been so sweet and attentive and stuff. So, like, she really doesn't think he's going to kill her. She does trust him in that. But he does start to count. And she's like, oh, I'm still going to run. And I'm like, yeah, of course you are. Because this is what you wanted. You asked him for this. So, the only thing she is worried about is that someone else will find her first. So, she, like, she boots it. She runs, like, legit. But obviously he catches up with her super quick. Because he's a fairy and he's got wings. So, you know, he catches up with her almost immediately. But he, like, teases her a little bit first and, like, projects voices into her ear. But then when she turns, he's not there. And he does that a couple times. And then he, like, grabs her a little bit, lets her escape. But eventually he grabs her and lands on her from behind. And, like, she is real turned on. And she can tell that he is, too. And she keeps trying to wriggle away, and he grabs her and leans her against a tree. He vanished his own clothes away, but kept hers on. I know. It's like he's just naked.
It's such a common thing. For some reason, like in all of these books, the man's like, I'll vanish my clothes, but I want to peel yours off slowly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, like, fair play, I guess. But, like, I also, like, for me, I guess part of the fantasy would be, like, him keeping his clothes on.
Yeah.
Like, like, tearing her clothes off, sure. Like, that's their fantasy. I get that. But, like, for the fact that he's naked, that's weird.
It is weird to just be, like, running after someone in the woods and be like, I'm naked.
Like, frolicking, then.
Yeah.
But.
Helicopter.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like it would have made more sense for him to just, like, take his penis out of his pants.
Yeah.
And that would have made more sense in my mind in this fantasy scenario. But it's working for her, so I guess that's the main thing. So he just tears, she's wearing tights, he rips them off, and he tells her he needs her, and he couldn't stop now, even if he wanted to. And he just gets right in there.
And I'm like, if she said Drosselmeyer now, you would 100% stop.
Yeah. But then he, like, throws her to the ground and, like, licks her out, but, like, won't let her come yet. And then he crawls up her body and makes her suck his cock, like he said, you're gonna choke on my cock. So he makes her do that. Only for a minute, before she's like, no, and, like, bucks him off and manages to run away again. But then he catches her almost immediately and enters her again. And he comes almost immediately because he's so turned on. And then, of course, her feeling him come makes her come. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, I've had 2 kids, and I can safely say I don't feel it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feel it.
Yeah. I also need more than that.
Yeah. Well, that too. But, I don't know. Maybe it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
He tells her they're going to wait a minute, but then he isn't done with her. Because, I mean, she's only had 1 orgasm. It's not long enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
So, it cuts to a new scene, and it's like a little while later. And she's been chased and caught again, and she's trussed up with licorice rope. And I don't know if it's made out of licorice, but it smells apparently like licorice. So, I'm...
Sticky.
Sticky, and also, who likes the smell of black licorice? It very clearly stated black licorice.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No, hard pass. I would say, do you have another color?
They'd say, this isn't about you.
So then he, like, grabs a peppermint stick, which is off. Like, I hate this part.
Yeah.
And he tells her that he could go back on his knees because he loves the taste of her. And she tells him that she likes him seeing him there. And he calls her dearest, which she's like, oh, that's new. Like, he's never called me dearest before. And then he makes her come with the peppermint stick, and she's like, it's sticky, so, like, it's sticking to my skin a little bit as he, like, diddles her. And, like, yeah. I'm just like, why? Why did we need the peppermint stick involved in this? It's just so bizarre. It's got a pointy end, and, like, she says, like, he, like, pokes her, and it, like, stings a little bit.
Well, he cuts himself with it. It's so, like, he cuts his finger with it. It's so pointy. And I'm like, that sounds awful.
And, like, presumably, she's not completely groomed down there.
Well, her sister is, because she... Oh, wait, no, Wait, that was her.
It's her? She is completely groomed?
Well, she's the one that was in the tub with the razor.
Yeah, but I thought she just shaved her legs.
And she was shaving her armpits and cut herself, but who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe she shaved her legs all the way.
Because I'm just thinking, like, can you imagine some candy, like, stickiness getting stuck in the hairs? And, like, that would hurt. Because then you'd have to yank.
It would hurt.
And then the hairs would come out.
It's like waxing. Yeah. And it's not like, it doesn't seem like they're bathing all that often.
Yeah. Nope. I don't like it.
I just don't, stickiness,
yeah,
I don't need.
I know. All this, like, playing with, like, sticky food and stuff. I think I did it in, like, my early 20s just to be like, hey, what's all the fuss is about? Wasn't a fan. I didn't like being sticky.
Yeah. It's not something I enjoy.
And, like, can you imagine being sticky in the clitoris? Having a sticky clitoris. I said sticky, not stinky, by the way. A sticky clitoris.
A sticky.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Anyway, so he makes her come with the peppermint stick, and then he jerks himself onto her tongue. And of course, remember, he tastes different every time.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting. So she's like,
nom, nom, nom. And then
what does it taste like this time? Did you write it down?
I did not. I refuse.
No. I think it was like strawberry or some shit.
Yeah. So she tells him that she never thought she would get something like this. And she thought she would marry a businessman and, like, tend his house and have his children or live single with her art. Like, she never thought she would find somebody to live out her sexual fantasies with. And she just tells him that he's, like, she doesn't use these exact words, but she was like, you're real good at sex. Essentially, she just tells him, like, he knows what he's doing in that department. And I'm like, yeah, like, he literally told you last week that he was used as, like a sexual, like, phenomenon, and, like, everybody used him for his fun-flavored semen. So, like,
yeah,
obviously he's done this a lot, so he probably knows a thing or two.
Yeah.
But then he tells her that, like, he feels connected with her and, like, connected to her. And because she just comments that, like, he knew exactly where to touch her to make her come. And he's like, yeah, it's because I feel connected to you. And, like, I haven't experienced it like this before. And then he says he won't be able to let her go home. And that he may have to keep her, maybe forever. Which is funny. It's, like, the exact opposite conversation that Louisa and Lir had. Like, they're a study in opposites. They are embracing their attraction to each other, embracing their sexual prowess together, indulging in their fantasies, like, emoting. And Lir and Louisa are like, nope, hate your guts.
Yeah.
So they go back to camp, and that's it. Like, that's the end of their escapade. So I think it's, like, either the next night or a couple nights later. It's the next night. Clara and Louisa go get water at the stream, and Louisa asks, like, what's happening with you and Finn? I saw you guys, like, sneak off last night. And for once, Clara doesn't actually want to tell Louisa all the details. Remember in the very beginning when, Clara finds secret room and literally tells Louisa every single detail? Well, now she doesn't feel the need to do that. And Louisa asks Clara, like, do you love him? And I think Clara says something like, oh, I'm not really sure. Or, like, maybe I could grow to love him, or some non-committal answer. But Louisa's like, well, you can't love him anyways because we can't stay. We have to go. Like, they don't want us here. And Clara's like, actually, Finn wants me to stay. Like, he said so last night. And Louisa was like, did he say it after an orgasm? And she was like, that's not the point. And Louisa's like, no. Essentially, everything men say post-orgasm can't be trusted. And I'm like, technically, everything they say is post-orgasm. But,
at some point. So everything can't be trusted.
Yeah. But, like, that obviously makes, like, Clara doesn't like that because she had this, like, lovely night and, like, you know, they started to share feelings. But now Louisa's sort of spoiling that and saying he didn't mean that. And
yeah. And she kind of did that last week too, which I think we brought up when she was painting, and I forget what she said. Oh, just that he'd fucked a whole bunch of other people, and then Clara was kind of sad about that because she was like, oh, he's not going to want me.
Yeah. And, like, that's something, remember, I think it was last week too, Louisa was like, even though Clara's the older sister and, like, protects me a lot, I've had more sex than her, so I protect her in that way.
Yeah.
I protect her from men. So, like, and valid point, I guess Louisa's, like, coming from experience, but she is not there. She doesn't know anything about Finn. Like, she doesn't know what he's thinking, so she can't talk for him, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, Clara gets pissy, essentially, and tells Louisa, like, maybe you think that way because you can't bear for someone else to have what you want. Essentially, the fact that Clara is having a relationship with Finn and Louisa is not yet having a relationship with Lir. And she actually doesn't speak to Louisa again for a couple of days. So a couple days later, she goes by herself to the river for some water. They're in a new location. The river is a little bit further away, like just out of sight of the camp, but apparently should still be safe. Louisa asks and offers to go with her, but Clara's like, nope, I don't want you to be, I want to go alone. And she says that, like, part of the reason she's mad at Louisa is she's worried that she's going to be right. Because, like, her and Finn haven't been able to connect in the same way since that night. And, like, it's only been 3 nights. So, like, calm your jets, girl. But, like, she's getting self-conscious, right? Yeah. She's getting anxious. Like, she's got a lot of self-doubt. And, like, she says that, like, logically she understands why they haven't been able to, like, connect and be intimate again. Like, it's just been too hard. You know, they're traveling with a bunch of people. They're camping. Like, you know, it's just been difficult. But she says that, like, Louisa's words have poisoned her joy. Like, she was so happy about that night. But now, like, Louisa's words have kind of made it gross.
Yeah.
So she was filling up her water, like the water jugs or whatever, and something grabs her and carries her away. And she knows immediately that she's been stolen. And she knows that it's not Finn because he's not that fast. And she's going so fast she can't get enough air and she blacks out. And it, like, goes immediately to her waking up and she's asking for water, and whatever the creature is, it gives it to her. And she asks why the creature took her, because her friends will be wondering where she is. But the creature's like, you won't need her friends now because she belongs to him or her or it, whatever.
Yeah.
And the creature tells Clara that it was searching for a gift for the Rat King and found her, smelling so sweet. So he's going to give her to the Rat King. And I'm like, why would you say she doesn't need friends because now she has you and you're just going to give her away? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So Clara's like, no, thank you. But the creature wraps her in vines that are, like, extending from its fingers. And then she's, like, wrapped in a cocoon. And it picks her up and it starts traveling again, but slower so that she doesn't pass out. And she is real worried about how far she is from camp and that no one's going to know that she's gone. And they won't know to look for her at the court of the Rat King, which is scary in her brain. She's like, shit.
Yeah. And true. So, in Louisa's point of view now, and Karen is how I'm going to say it. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but I assume she seems like a Karen, so I'm going to go with it. So it's the same moth girl as before. So she lands, and she's just like, oh, I just saw the girl. She was taken by a racer. And obviously, Finn starts to freak out, and he starts running, and Louisa goes after him, and she asks what a racer is, and Lir's just like, they're just a really fast fae. Good.
It's like, thank you, very helpful, Lir.
Yeah. So helpful. So once they get to the bank, Finn says that the racer is likely hours away already. Wild. And Lir says that they can't chase her while he's like this, and they're no match for a racer. And he just says that, like, once he gets his power back, they can go after her. And obviously, Louisa loses her absolute shit at this. And she says that she could be dead by then, and just starts, like, screaming and punching him. And then the other mercenaries, like, I guess walked here because they didn't feel the need to run because they don't care about the humans.
Valid.
And, yeah, like, they didn't give them a reason to. Nobody... And also, Louisa doesn't even know half of their names. Like...
Oh, yeah. They've been traveling together for, like, a week, and they know... Like, she sleeps with a moth woman.
She knows her name. That's Karen. But that's the only one. Later on, she's like, the one with the antlers. And I'm like, you've been traveling to...
But, like, we knew Acorn earlier.
Yeah, I think there are 2 others that she doesn't know. And it's just... But anyway, the other mercenaries show up, and Lir basically, like, holds her arms and covers her mouth because he's like, you can't talk to me like this in front of everyone else because I'm a fucking prince.
Mm-hmm.
And you are a lowly human. And Finn says then that he's going to go after her. He says that he knows that if racers run top speed, Clara will pass out. So hopefully it'll stop and wake her up, which we already know it did. But I'm like, what if it just ran at full speed until she accidentally died? Like, what if it didn't know she couldn't breathe? There's a lot of hope in his bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of assuming going on, and you know what assuming does.
That's true. Good point. So, yeah, it's kind of wild.
Do you know what my only issue is?
What?
Whenever they're assuming something, they're always right.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
That is sort of, so, like, I feel like we complain equally about a miscommunication trope. And how we're like, oh, you're wrong. Like, why can't you just be right? And now they're always right. And I'm like, oh, that's too convenient. I need you to be wrong.
Yeah. I think it's still a bit different, though. Like, a miscommunication trope, they're not talking, which is kind of normal. But it's not normal to just be right.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I think it's going to be this girl because I just get that vibe. You're right. Oh, I think she's going to pass out because the racer's going so fast and he's not going to realize it. And then he's going to slow down. Oh, you're right. Like, it's just too specific to be correct. Like,
just wait. So,
it's for plot reasons and it bothers me.
Yeah. But Finn says he's going to go after her, right? So then he says that if the racer runs top speed, she'll pass out, blah, 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 it'll have to slow down. And they basically talk about how, like, it wants something from her, and it can't be sex or food, because this species of fae kind of seems like a plant. It, like, photosynthesizes. It uses the sun for food, and it doesn't reproduce in that kind of way. So it's not looking for her to eat or have sex. So it needs her for some other reason.
Wow. Convenient.
So they're like, it's likely trying to sell her. And then he just says that he plans to run in the direction that it went because they always run in a straight line. What?
Yeah.
What?
It's very convenient.
But also,
I can't make her too hard to find.
How can he tell what... Then he's like, Karen, where did this guy run? This racer run? And she's just like, that way. And I'm like, if you're 0.1 of a degree off, after...
a couple hours.
That is exponentially further.
Okay, math degree.
But it's true. It's true, and it broke my brain because I'm like, it doesn't matter. Straight. So mad.
For those of you that obviously can't see Catherine,
which is, I hope everybody, unless you're outside my window.
She is currently using her arms in a very animated way.
Yeah, to show that even when you start super close in straight lines, eventually they veer.
Well, because it's not, they're not going parallel. They're going from a single point outwards.
Honestly, if he went parallel is his best bet.
Yes.
Then he would stay
a
foot away or whatever.
Yeah.
But if he is at all, so yeah, his best bet is to hope he's going parallel. And obviously we don't get the men's point of view in this book.
No.
So we have no idea how he does it. But he just runs straight like an arrow.
I also feel, though, that, like, it's not a secret. Like, we already know that that the racer is planning on taking Clara to the Rat King.
Yes.
I feel like if he goes somewhat in the direction, he can guess where he's taking her. Yeah, there's nothing else really, like, actually, I don't know that, but, like, you know.
It would be better if someone told us there was nothing else there, because then I could believe it.
Yeah, it's just all very convenient and annoying.
Yeah, it was just like, they always run in a straight line. That's even worse. Anyway, but he tells Louisa that he'll find her and bring her back. And the mercenaries walk away, and Lir lets go of Louisa and caresses her chin almost in an apology. And Lir tells Finn that it's fine to go and they'll make it somehow. And Finn gives Louisa his pack of spells and tells her to study the guide. And Lir says that she has a warrior's instinct and is a strategist, so it makes sense for her to keep cool. Okay? And then Louisa tells Lir, like, never to cover her mouth again. And he says he couldn't let her speak to him like that because the mercenaries already don't respect him. And she just says, fine, but I didn't like it. Okay? And she does thank him for letting Finn go after Clara. And he says he doesn't think that he could have stopped him. And they kind of talk about how Finn watches Clara. And Lir says he's never been like this with anyone. And he says that he was the only one who would have ensured safe passage ahead. And he left them knowing Lir will likely fail and they'll all die. And
he's just going anyway.
Yeah. Finn's affection for her sister outweighs his love and loyalty to Lir and to the entire Seelie kingdom. Which I just think is kind of like a little fuck you to Louisa in a way for being like, oh, he just said that because
he just had orgasm. Yeah, he just came.
Yeah.
And I like it. I'm like, yes, thank you. Please.
Yeah. Like believe your sister. So yeah. And she's like, if it means all that, like, why did you let him go? And he says that Clara's safety is important to her. And then he says he also likes Clara because she's less argumentative than Louisa.
Valid point.
Yeah. And Louisa says thank you. And he, like, holds her hand for a second. And it's like, is this supposed to... So they go back to camp. And the mercenaries are all arguing over the mission because they agreed to come because Finn was going, and apparently Finn is the most powerful fae in the entire world.
Amazing.
Like, that's what it seems like based on everything that we're saying. And Karen just says that they can't make it without Finn, and then a dark-skinned, antlered fae agrees with her, and Louisa calls them cowards, and a reptilian fae asks what she's good for other than fucking.
Oh!
And
point.
Then, yeah, and then calls her a whore.
Oh dear.
And
oh dear.
Lir.
Oh dear.
Pushes him into the ground and puts his boot on his throat, and we're like,
you did that also.
You call her a whore all the time. Is that just a cute pet name? Because you're like the main love interest for her.
Yeah.
So the other mercenaries grab weapons, and Louisa takes out an orb and says that she'll use it. And she's like, it's super dangerous. And Lir tells the reptile guy to take it back. And he does. And he calls her a lady and begs forgiveness. And she accepts and says that if he wants to keep his tongue, to train it to be more polite. Which I do like that line, but I'm also like, you're not really in a place to do.
No, and like Lir calls you names all the time. So like
so Lir tells the mercenaries that they can take enough supplies to get back and they can have all but 2 of the horses, but they won't get paid what they would have been paid if they brought him. Like, this was the whole point. They were going to get paid to do this.
Yeah.
And Acorn says they could just kill them and take everything. But the antlered fae is just like, wait a second, I'm not gonna kill the future king. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
And Karen agrees that they shouldn't kill them. So they pack up all their shit. And Lir and Louisa kind of like back up, but like look intimidating with her orb. And there's like, so what does that orb do? And she's like, I don't know. And he calls her a clever woman.
Oh, God. It's the beginning of the end for them.
And the mercenary. So Louisa's feeling overwhelmed, and she asks if they should wait here, but Lir says that Finn can't mask her scent anymore, so they need to keep on the move. They'll stay here tonight, then ride to the ravine tomorrow and try to sneak, like, overnight. And she's just, like, trying to stay strong because she's worried about her sister.
Of course she is.
Like, is she, though?
Well, obviously not enough, because later on, things get scandalous.
Yeah. So we go to Clara's point of view now, and she thinks, like, she assumed that she'd either be going to Lir's castle or, like, a war encampment. But they just go underground. And there are, like, a ton of tunnels, and there are rooms, and she hears people being tortured, and she hears people having sex, and she smells liquor and vomit, and she's like... And then she starts asking the racer questions, and he's like, the racer... I actually think that the racer is non-binary.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But the racer is just like, why should I tell you anything to her?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'm going to be stuck here anyway, so you may as well keep me occupied. It's like, okay, I guess to give us some information,
yeah.
They will, sorry.
So that's literally all it is.
It's just, it just makes me laugh because
it's too, it's just too,
perfect.
It's not realistic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, realistically, if someone kidnaps you and you say, why don't you tell me, I'm stuck here anyway, they'll be like, fuck you. Shut up.
Most people aren't going to villain monologue.
Yeah.
So the racer does tell her that this is the king's headquarters and home of his second army, but most are gathered in the ravine far away. I'm like, it's not great that that's far away, because that's where
they are.
Louisa and Lir are going to be tomorrow. And they basically tell her that the Rat King is trying to take over the unending pool because it's the true source of magic. And the Seelie army will be crushed, and that many of them have already been killed, eaten, or prisoned. And that the second army, like, it's literally just the second army will attack the royal city, and then the racer's just like, hey, wait, I shouldn't tell you anything else. I'm like, yeah, finally. So they go up to the guards, and the racer offers this human female as a concubine to the Majesty Rat King of Seelie and On-Seelie. And she struggles because she doesn't want to be a concubine, obviously. Fair enough. And the racer says that she's eager to serve and asks to receive the Rat King's favor. So a guard with a rat head with red eyes, which is different than the ones we've seen before that have been black. And I don't know if that's important, but they said it.
Well, but like... So, like, is this a mask? Because weren't the other ones just masks?
Yeah.
So, like, maybe this guy's not a mask. Maybe he's a real rat.
Yeah, because rats do have red eyes, don't they?
Oh, white ones do?
White ones do.
Yeah, I don't think brown rats have red eyes.
I don't think so either. Well, yeah, I've seen quite a few. In my backyard. The rat guard also has, like, earrings, and this guard puts a thumb in her mouth, and she almost vomits, and then the guard just lets them go in.
Like, why? Why are you putting, is it to see, like, I sort of, not that I approve of it, but I get, like, checking her teeth, or, like, you know, that was something done to a lot of, like, during slavery, like, during the purchase of slaves and stuff like that. Like, you know, you would check their teeth and their mouth to make sure they didn't have any, like, diseases present or something like that.
Yeah.
But, like, he literally just shoved his thumb in her mouth. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what was the purpose of that?
Yeah.
Like, to see if she has a suck reflex? Like, to see if she can gag?
To see if she'll, like, bite?
Like, yeah, like, what...
If you shove something unwanted in her mouth, is she gonna bite it? No, let her in. Like, is that...
So that's disturbing.
But it wasn't explained enough to actually give us a reason. It just seems like it was just like, Like, it didn't even seem like checking teeth.
No. That would make understandable. Like... yeah,
yeah,
it was literally like, suck on my thumb like you're a little baby.
True.
So, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like it. It just, like... this book is... parts of this book are bothering me because there's, like, no rhyme or reason for the actions.
Yeah. And, like, maybe there is a reason, and I just feel like it should have been explained better if there was. Like, if they were checking her teeth, like, explain it better. So, yeah. She notices, like, the Unseelie have many body modifications, like rings, and I'm like, how is a body modification? And, like, chains. And they also have, like, different limbs or heads of, like, crabs and spiders or insects, and she doesn't know if they're masks. And there's a dais with bones and skulls, and the Rat King has a functioning rat head because his eyes and mouth work, so he's not like some of the other ones that are masks.
Yeah.
And he has a crown that, like, is grown out of his head that is bone red, and then his body is human-like, but it's gray, and his limbs end in paws, and he's just wearing a loincloth stained red that has a giant bulge.
Ooh, oh my god. So, Catherine, was it you texted me, or was it, I think you texted me about this description, because this Rat King is so disturbing.
But the thing she notices first, I was like, you're noticing his bulge before, spoiler alert for a few seconds, the rats growing out of his body?
Yeah, and they're sentient. Like they act individually of themselves. It's so disturbing.
But she doesn't tell us about that until after his bulge, which is covered at the moment, so she's objectifying him. Wild. And then he has a bone scepter that has like a red sphere on it. And then finally, and there's more lines that I just didn't write down, but he has rats fused into him that are struggling, and there's like 6 rat heads around his neck to make a collar. And their bodies are, like, in his body, but their tails come back out again. I don't really understand, and I don't know if we will. But, so, all this time that she's looking at him, I guess, they're walking forward, and they get to the front of this line, and the racer offers her, and asks for 2 of his kind back from the dungeon. And he says that he just wants to take them home. He'll confine them until that they agree that the Rat King is the rightful king. And they didn't mean to do anything bad. And the Rat King says, let's see the gift, and then uses shadow tendrils. And I was like, oh, is he going to be...
Ugh.
Is he a shadow daddy?
I'm sorry, but, like, you cannot be a shadow daddy if you have rat bodies growing out of you that are individually, like, crying and, like, squirming.
Yeah.
Like,
it would be an interesting turn to actually have a shadow daddy that was actually bad and isn't just like, I'm good, but I gotta pretend to be bad.
But
like all of them.
But I'm sorry, think back. So I'm rereading City of Bones. But like, do you not remember like Will from the Clockwork series, and how he was bad, but he was really nice, but he had to pretend to be bad because he thought there was a curse.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like we've been fed this like the bad boys not really bad after all since we were teenagers. Like, yeah, they're like, oh, you can't change him, but then they're feeding us these books and these book boyfriends that are like, I'm bad, but I'm not really. Like,
it's just because I have a dark secret that I can't tell you because you'll die. That's literally Quicksilver.
Yes. Oh my god, it is.
And also Fourth Wing, and also
ACoTAR,
and also
Crescent
everything.
City at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's literally everything.
But the funny thing is, we're now in happy relationships with nice guys.
Yes.
Like if you were gonna not like, I don't mean quote unquote nice guys. I don't mean like they think that they're nice guys. I just mean they legitimately are genuinely nice guys.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of funny because
who'd ever thought?
Yeah. But that's the way it goes.
Well, it's funny.
That's why we read about the boys.
I actually saw like a TikTok or something, and it was about this exact thing, and it was like what she reads about, and it's like all these like dark shadow daddies, and it was like her real life husband, and it was just some like normal looking average guy, and it was just really funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
So so this Rat King, although I do have an idea that somebody's going to take these powers from him and become a shadow daddy.
Woo.
So he uses his tendrils of darkness to get rid of the vines and her clothes, and she curls up, but like the shadows pull all of her limbs back so that she's on display to everybody and naked. And the Rat King says that the racer offered a gift but asked payment, and that's a bribe, and he can't grant it because he ate the other racers, like he will this guy, and just opens his mouth, and it expands 4 times the size. And I'm like, is that necessary? And just bites the racer's head off.
Yikes.
And then the Rat King just says to take her and dress her and put her in a cage, and they will all partake in his fuck flesh tonight.
Ooh.
And she sees a dozen hanging cages with Fae in them. She's like, that's where she's going to be, we assume.
Is that where she's going to live?
So they drag her away, and she knows that she's going to die here, and she won't see Finias again, and her sister, who she didn't let apologize, and she refuses to cry, but her heart weeps tears of blood.
Yikes.
If your heart is weeping tears of blood, that, like, girl, you need to do something.
She's a straight up drama queen, I would say, actually.
Yes. Yeah. So we go to Louisa's point of view now, and it's just her and Lir, which we already knew, but he has no magic, and she smells delicious.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because she's human, so she's worried that something will and rape her.
Well, remember too, she smells like food and sex and more, according to him.
According to him, but so she's kind of panicking, but Lir asks if there's anything in Finias's bag that could help, and she sees the guide and she like looks through it, and she says that there's 1 orb to disguise scent. But Lir says to save that for the ravine, because that would be to use it. And then she says that there's 1 that creates a dome to protect. And he asks to see the guide, and she's reluctant, because she doesn't think that he trusts her. But I'm also like, he could just know something that you don't.
Yeah, I mean,
your problem?
How old is he? Hundreds of years old?
Yeah.
Like, just let him look.
Of course he would know. Like, he definitely knows something that you don't. Anyway, so he looks, and they both realize it. And she's like, should we split it? Or, like, should one of us eat it and the other one stand close and hope that it... Okay. And then she opens it, and it's sucking candy. So she's like, we can't really snap it. And she just wants to get under his skin, so she says that they should suck it back and forth. And he glares at her, and then he's like, oh wait, we could just suck it at the same time.
Oh my
that could actually work.
God, I hate it.
Yeah, like, oh, that is your plan. So he tells her to hold it between her lips and to come over. And then the book literally uses these words: they kiss. I'm like, that's not how you pull the candy between two mouths. Like, have you played the suck and blow game with cards? Like, that's what I was envisioning. You don't need to kiss to do that.
Well, I guess it depends on how. I guess it depends on how big the candy is. If it's only like a little like marble, it'd be hard to like actually both of you just suck on it. Like, I was thinking it's small enough where they would literally have to make out and just pass it back and forth between their mouths.
Well, that's what she suggested. But what they actually do is just, like, she holds it in her lips and he just comes close enough.
Oh.
Yeah. So, they kissed. And they use tongues. The candy dissolves quickly, but Lir doesn't pull away, which is a fucking common theme between the two of them. And she opens her eyes, and his are still closed, but they're in a dome of magic, just big enough for the two of them. And she pulls away and says it's done, and he's just, like, shocked. He's like, oh my god, I didn't notice. And she asks if they'll run out of air inside of this dome, and he says no. So she's like, well, will my scent get out? And he says it might, but it'll be diluted, so that'll be fine. And then he just tells her to go to sleep. And of course, she wakes up in the night and she's shivering, and she asks if they can share heat, and he agrees. And then she's like, well, can you take your uniform off?
Oh my god.
To share heat the right way, we need to be naked.
How does she know that?
Because it's what happens in the human world, she says.
Ugh.
Wild choices.
All right.
And of course, he's like, fine.
Yeah, of course, because he is a human. Well, not a human. He's a fey male. I don't care how much. Yeah. I don't care how much he pretends.
A hot-blooded male.
Yeah, he wants her ass. Actually, he wants her vagina.
Yes.
He might want her ass too, but they need to start with the vagina, I think.
So she does offer that they can go back to back, because she knows that she says she isn't trying to seduce him. It's just the best way for heat. So he agrees. And then she's like, will my clothes disappear since Finn conjured them? And I'm like, is this going to come up at some point? Is she just going to be naked later? But he does say that they have extra clothes. And I'm like, okay. So they both get naked. She crawls into his bedroll and she turns back on. She's like being sensible.
Yeah.
For once. And, well, kind of. She turns back onto him, but then she's already turned on.
Of course.
Like, at least she's not acting on it, I guess. But he says that they should be face-to-face for their vital organs. So she turns over, tell her face-to-face, and she asks if he has fae traits still, like healing. And he says no. And he shows her the scrapes on his arm from when she dropped him originally. And I'm like, didn't she glue that back on? And from the rat soldier. So she apologizes for those, and he says that Finn actually tried to heal him, but couldn't, and he was worried that taking off his uniform would make the damage in his arm permanent. And she's just like, well, why didn't you say something before you took your uniform off?
Like, just don't take it off then.
Yeah. They could have just cuddled with his uniform on.
Yeah.
He could have been like, oh, I can't take it off because it's part of the spell.
She could have taken her clothes off.
Yeah. Wild. And yeah. He just says that he couldn't let her die of cold because obviously he couldn't.
Because obviously he secretly loves her, even though he's been a dick this entire time.
And she is actually reasonable, and she says he doesn't make any sense, but he says it's only fair because he damages her. And she's like, what? He's like, the bites. And it's like, yeah, fair. Like,
yeah.
If I don't know about you, but I scar super easy. If someone bit me a bajillion times in multiple different places, I would just be bite marks.
Oh my god, you'd be like one of those vampire. Which vampire was it in Twilight? That bites it with Jasper.
Oh yeah. Only in the book though.
You'd be like Jasper.
I would be like Jasper. What a wild storyline. Like, he was a Confederate soldier. For what reason? Like,
I don't know.
Wild.
Funny story. One of the kids in my class did Twilight for their independent novel study.
Hilarious.
And they had to present it to the class. And they did such an amazing job on it. And they were like, I love Twilight so much. It's so good. And I was like, oh my God, like,
my high school heart.
Kindred spirit, like.
Did you say that you read it when it came out?
No! I did not. Yeah. I did not at all tell them that we sort of didn't have time. We were in a rush, but like, I did tell her that I read it when she checked it out of the library, but.
Oh, okay,
yeah, no, I did not announce to everybody that I read it because she was like, if you like paranormal romance, this book is for you. And I didn't want to like out myself.
No, that's fair.
Kids know I read,
Completely
but they have
fair.
no idea. They have no idea what. They have no idea what I read, except for one girl that I don't actually teach, because she is we call them. She's an at-risk student. Her attendance is really poor. She comes from sort of a family and a home that like don't really take an active role in her like life. She does live at home with like a single parent, but they don't really care what she does. So her attendance is not great and her marks are not great. So she's sort of one of our at-risk students. But one thing she does love to do is read. She has read like Haunting and Hunting because again, like no one in her family cares what she does.
Yeah.
So I don't know how she gets her hands on all the books. She's read Credence and like she's read some really dark stuff. And I just can't help myself. She was in like we have a couple of like classrooms that are like small quiet spaces designated for some of our at-risk students to sort of create meaningful connections so that they might consider like staying in school and like actually working towards finishing high school. And so I walked into one of those rooms and she was sitting there and she had another Penelope Douglas, I think her name is, the one who wrote Credence. She has a bunch of books out, but she has one that's called Five Brothers. You have it?
I have it right there, yeah.
I also have it, but I haven't read it yet. So
I started it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can.
So she had it, and had sort of just started it, and I was like, oh my God, I have that! Totally not thinking... This is a student. You probably shouldn't admit that you have this this real sketchy, like, one girl, five guys. Yeah,
it, like, starts out with, like, a rape fantasy.
Oh, like, great.
It's consensual non-consent.
Oh, God.
But that's the starting scene. And the reader doesn't know it's consensual when they start reading it. It reads like...
Oh, my God. Anyway, so, like, she's read a ton of that, like, dark romance, dark romance stuff that I've also read. But, like, the teacher that sort of is her point of contact also knows that I'm into all that stuff because, like, we share, like, novels and Goodreads and stuff like that. Yeah. And she'll say, oh, Kristen has read that book. Or Miss has read that book. Or you should talk to Miss about that book. So, yeah, it's like, it's really hard to, when you want to, like, especially making the connection piece, like, the connection's so important. So it's like,
of course.
Yeah, you, like, so now I've admitted to her, she's the one student that knows the stuff I've read. And she knows what it contains because she also reads it. But she hasn't, like, spread it around or anything. I don't even think it would, like, come to mind to do that.
Well, yeah, I think most people wouldn't really understand anyway. Like, I don't think any of the boys would know what the fuck she meant. And, like, only if the girls are reading it.
Yeah.
I think, my niece, I think she knows a teacher that also reads the kind of books.
Yeah, but, like,
Like, I wonder if...
I feel like...
Yeah, she's not reading dark. She's just reading romance.
Yeah.
Which is like, But I think she's still in junior. years in junior high?
Yeah.
Sorry, Lily, if you're listening. I don't think she's going.
Is it?
I know how old she is, I guess.
Was she in grade 9?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I think she's in high school next year.
Yeah. Because you've got 976, right?
987. 986.
986, my bad.
Yeah. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Side note.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, he's basically like, you fucked me up when you dropped me when I was a nutcracker. And she says sorry that she dropped him, and she actually feels bad, but then she feels his dick against her.
God.
And he is hard. And he just tells her to ignore it, and that it's a foolish physical reaction. And she just says that she can ignore it, and I'm like, can you? Can you really?
No.
Or if that part needs more warmth, she's happy to help. And he tenses up.
Girl, so just leave him alone.
I know, but I was actually impressed in this part that she's not as...
That she didn't grab him? Yeah.
Yeah. So she drops it, and she settles in, and she just falls asleep. But this isn't great either.
No.
She wakes up to him, like, thrusting against her, and it's just once. Still not great. But she's like... So she moves slightly to brush his dick, so that he thinks that she's still asleep. And he moans, which wakes up her pussy.
Ugh.
And then she rubs against him until he comes. And she tells him that she's going to taste it.
Ugh.
She thinks it's sweet and salty, and she's super horny, but he doesn't do anything. And she's too tired to get herself off. So she just falls back asleep, happy that the prince's cum is drying on her.
I mean, like, obviously she was, like, I want to say, obviously there's a little bit of dubious consent here, but, like, she was into it. But at the same time, her being like, I'm gonna taste it, he thought she was asleep. So, like, imagine his feeling. Now, to be fair, if he thinks she's sleeping, that's a problem. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll just come on her and orgasm thinking she's asleep. That's not cool.
Yeah.
But then for her to be like, I'll taste it now, he's like, oh, shit, she's not asleep. Like, imagine how embarrassed he must be.
I think when she started rubbing her stomach against him, he had to realize that she was awake.
Let's keep her... Oh, I hope.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's all...
Yeah, their whole relationship is...
not consensual.
Yeah.
So, it's the next morning, and he tells her that the ravine is like... He completely ignores everything that happened. But he tells her that the ravine is just like a deep canyon in between where they're trying to go and the unending pool. And when they get to the canyon, they'll let the horses go, and in the darkness, they'll slip through the encampment. And she asks, like, why they would be in the canyon and why they wouldn't be on high ground, because obviously she's a strategic mind. And I'm like, yeah, or she saw Star Wars.
Yeah.
She knows about the high ground.
It's Victoria. It's the Victorian time. She don't know nothing about no Star Wars.
I'm like, is this gonna come up? Are they gonna defeat them because they're in the canyon and they're gonna like throw water on them or something? Like they're gonna beat them somehow because they're in a canyon. I don't know how. I haven't finished. But yeah, on their ride towards the canyon, he tells her of past wars and gets her to guess the outcome and the strategies and shit, and she's always right, and she loves the game because it's like a puzzle, and it's just to show that she's gonna be the strategist or something, like she's smart.
Yeah.
I don't know. So they get close to the ravine, and they have to let the horses go because there's a lot of rat soldiers keep coming by, and at one point she has to use a deflection bomb to get them to leave, and it's like, it blows up, and then they just, like, they're doing, so just walk away. And she's just like, Finn's a genius. And Lir's like, yeah, he's super powerful.
So reaffirming how powerful he is. Thank you so much.
And then she's like, she's trying to remember what all of these candies do. So she tries to use like a song to memorize all the spells. And I'm like, is this going to come up again? Like, is she going to mix something up? Is it going to fuck them up? But anyway, we'll see. So they sneak to the edge of the ravine and look over, and it's nighttime now. And she says that they can't get across it in one night. And he agrees, and he says that he should give himself up. Like, why? Why would you do that?
Like, all of this is to get him to the unending pool.
Yeah. Like, give her up and you go on and then come back for her. They're going to use her for sex for a while first.
Which apparently she doesn't mind.
Yeah, so like...
She just wants to get a venereal disease and die.
Yeah, if you're going to use anybody, if you're going to give anybody up, I'm like, what? It was just a wild turn that I was like, why would he... Okay.
Yeah, his like, he just does a complete 180 here, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, I agree. So she tells him to never say that, but he says that he's already lost the fight because he was stupid enough to get caught by Drosselmeyer and to get her sister taken, and now his cousin's gone, and he's the common link between all of it, and he ruins everything. And then, like, he starts crying.
Oh my
and he
God.
says that, like, all he wanted to be was a good rule. And she just strokes his hair and his back, and she thinks that, like, there are so many things that she should say, but she can't think of anything that would help, so she just kind of, like, uses her strategic mind, and eventually she says that there must be like ramps or lifts or bridges here because like how are these soldiers going to get out of the ravine? And she asks him to look, and he says there can't be a bridge across here because there's never been a bridge. But she's like, you just fucking look, because like there's a whole bunch of soldiers here, maybe they built a bridge. And of course, he sees something ahead. There are towers on either side of the ravine, but he can't tell if there's actually a bridge between them. And it'll take them about an hour to get there. And she says that he needs blood. And he says to keep her knife on her because he's not sure he'll be...
Oh, dear God.
So we go to Clara's point of view again.
Thank God.
And some woman just, like, does her hair and makeup and puts her in, like... black ribbons that are like strategically placed so that she's not naked, and also pierces each of her ears 3 times, 1 lobe and 2 cartilage. I'm just like,
I guess the Rat King likes piercings.
I get that it's the style here, but like I've read a little bit further and she never once thinks, ow, my ears hurt. And, like, I have a lot of cartilage piercings. They can take 6 months to heal if you're not sleeping on them. But, if like, anyway, not the point. But I was just like, okay. But the woman who's helping her apologizes, but says that she has to pierce her. And she has, like, brow and cheekbone piercings. And, like, her rib cage is just visible and has a live bird inside. And Claire doesn't know if that's, like, a modification or if that's how she, like, was, like, if she's just like that. Grew up with a live bird inside.
Yikes. Well, like, would she have to replace the bird every so often? Like, because her lifespan is longer than a bird?
Maybe she only lasts the same, yeah.
Or, maybe her life... Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Maybe birds last longer in fairy. As humans do, to an untimely demise. Clara asks this woman to help her, and the woman gives her a green pill, and she says it's to numb herself when they all start to have fun, so to take it then.
I mean,
and I'm like, that's
kind.
Yeah, like she's looking
out
towards a shitty night, and like that is, yeah, ideal. You would want that. And then she's put in the cage, and we learn it can only be opened by the Rat King, and if he dies, she'll be crushed.
Yeah, the cage will get smaller and it'll shrink and shrink and shrink until it crushes her.
Yeah, and same with all of the cages, so like all concubine. So that's not the way to get around. Anseeli start to like fly up to poke at her, but the Rat King's tendrils pull them away and says that she's not to be touched until he...
and he just kills 3 on Celia. And she notices that he's touching the orb on his scepter every time that he does magic. And I'm just like, if she's telling us that, that's gonna come back. And I wonder if the Sugar Plum Fairy comes to get her, is he gonna steal the scepter and then become a shadow daddy?
Oh. I mean, geez, he's already super powerful.
Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, they're gonna do something about the scepter, because I think that's where the Rat King's met. He also kills and beats up he kills 2 Fae and beats up another Fae in the next 2 hours. And all this while, he's still seeing people that are coming through the line, and he yells for the next person twice, and then red lights and red sparkles come. Floor sinks to a lava river, and drums start to beat, and the room shakes. And the Sugar Plum Fairy, dressed as a goth, walks on the lava, and he has bones and licorice in his hair, and he has black clothes and eyeliner, and he starts throwing sweets to the crowd. And he comes up to the king and bows to him and says that he's just here for a bit of fun, and he was hoping for an invitation to tonight's festivities, and he'll perform. And the Rat King recognizes him and says that he's the Fae who goes from Unseelie to Seelie and back, and also just fucks everyone.
Yep, sounds good.
Fair enough. And he also says that he recognizes him from the carnal revel of Imbolc 3 years ago, where Sugar Plum made a honey, milk, and cinnamon pool to swim in, and chocolate-covered eyeball mountain.
Delicious.
So yeah. The Rat King asks if the Sugar Plum Fairy has an issue with him, and Finn says it's about time someone shook up. And the king asks a half spider, half woman that he says introduced him to Finn in the first place. But, if the Sugar Plum Fairy can be trusted. And she says yes. And that his magic is weak, except for amusement. And I'm like, obviously she's an ally if she's saying this, because we've been told 5,000 times how powerful he is.
But, has that been... No. I was going to say, could that have been hidden? But I don't think so.
I doubt it. But maybe. Maybe she just doesn't know.
Because all those mercenaries
I
do
feel bad
know.
for her. And she says he's a good fuck. And then she's like, his cum is a different flavor every time.
Ugh. So, objectifying him. So rude.
Yeah. And Clara does immediately feel bad. And she just is knows that he doesn't like being objectified, and it's not just about sex. And she realizes he must have come alone. And the king tells him to make a honey milk pool and a blood pool and fireworks and sweets and other treats. And if he does well, he can pick a concubine. And then he waves to the cages behind them, and Finn looks right at her, and she knows that she loves him. And Finn says that this will be a rebel that he'll never forget. So, he's there to save her.
Yay!
Yay. So we go to Louisa. This is the moment. Are you ready?
No, okay. I love a good love declaration like anybody else.
Yeah.
I hate this with the fire of a million suns. I just hate it. Get into it, and I'll talk about how much I hate it as we go, but full warning, I hate this.
Yeah, I know. I messaged you while I was reading it. And was like, oh, you hate this.
I hate it. I absolutely despise it. So, I'm so sorry.
So, yeah.
Ugh.
They're halfway to the bridge.
I'm just gonna make I'm sorry, I'm just gonna make a bunch of disparaging noises as we go. Sorry, continue.
So, they find a giant hollow tree, and she's just like, okay, we'll go in here for you to feed. And she teases him about how he's getting stiff, but surprisingly not in a sexual way, which I was like, I would have made a sexual choice.
Yes! Like the one time where it's okay for you to be a little bit inappropriate, Louisa.
Yeah. But she thinks teasing him isn't as fun now that she knows his heart and his fears about his kingdom.
Because he told her one thing.
Yeah. And had a bit of a mentee bee, which, like, relatable. It's fine.
We all do it.
Exactly. So he tells her now that she should eat the candy for her scent, since as soon as the rat guys smell it, she'll be screwed. Figuratively and literally.
Oh.
So she does have that candy, and Lir can't smell her, and she says that he sounds disappointed, and then tells him to bite her. And he says that she has to stop saying his name, and she asks if it's more intimate than watching her come or coming against her. And it's like, fair, but also wild. But he just says, stop. And she asks why he can't admit that he wants to sleep with her. He yells because he doesn't merely want to sleep with her. And I'm like, guys, you don't have a soundproof spell on. Like, you're yelling in a tree.
But maybe the Unseelie would be like, that tree is talking.
Maybe. And maybe trees do talk. Maybe that's it. And he says that without her scent, he thought it would be easier. But it's not her scent, and her scent is so much more to him. It's not just food and sex. It's his scent. And he says, I don't mean it smells like me. I mean it belongs to me. And then he says that it was tailored for him. And that is how his father described his mother's scent. And she was his chosen, capital C.
Ugh.
Do you want to let me do some more?
Yes. So angry.
So he says royal fae can encounter multiple chosen or none in their lives, and it's not a fated pairing. So it's not fated mates. But it's just scents that draw them together, and if they fall in love, they become chosen. So nobody else in Fae feels this. It's just the reigning ruler that can have this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which seems wild.
Ugh, I didn't pick up on that. I skipped over that because I was so angry.
And of course, the bond brings more pleasure, loyalty, and love to the... And he thought that the scent was it, but he can't smell it now, and he still needs not just her body. He admires her confidence, mind, and enthusiasm, her courage, and he wishes to be like her, and lose himself entirely to her. And he, like, kisses her head. Okay, do you want to say your...
I'm just so mad because he has done nothing but look at her with contempt and call her down in the dirt for every single thing she has said and done. He has not done one kind thing, and now all of a sudden he's her fated, chosen, fuck whatever, and he admires her and wants to be like her. Fuck that. Fuck you. You should go crawl into this tree hole and die.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
and the fact that she's, like, considering it.
but
Girl, stop thinking with the puss.
it does remind me of Quicksilver.
It does. And I loved Quicksilver.
But he's hotter.
But also he did start to, like, change. It was a journey.
It was gradual.
We had 500 pages of him going from, like, I hate, like, looking at her and treating her like a piece of shit, but then having moments of, like, genuineness, and then, like, you could see it was a mask. This was very much, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Actually, I like you.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
But Yeah, it's just like, I guess there are signs in this too. Like, he kisses her back, and then but
But he still
I think
calls
there's a
her
line.
out every single time he talks to her.
Yeah, there's a line. Like, if you're calling someone a whore, I would never get with somebody if they have ever called me a whore. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, I would never get with any of the people in these books because they're all fucking toxic.
Yeah.
But
It's true.
some of them I can forgive more than others. And maybe it's just that I don't care about Lir.
Yeah, he's just...
But that's the writing, too.
Yeah, he's...
Like, if I don't care about him...
He's not an endearing character.
No.
Which is problematic. Like, I don't, right now, don't really care if he's happy or not. I don't really care if... I care about Clara. Go back to Clara. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Lir and Louisa, to be honest.
The one moment I was like, oh, he's a person, was when he was like, this isn't about you and me wanting to fuck you. Like, I've went through a shit ton of trauma. Yeah. That was the one moment that I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He could be a person. But he kind of lost that up until one tiny outburst of how he doesn't think his father would approve and he's the problem. But it wasn't enough for me to, like, it wasn't enough for me to empathize with him again. Even that little outburst of, like, crying and feeling bad. Like, it didn't make me feel enough to care about him.
Yeah.
Like the first one did.
Yeah.
The first one made me care about him, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But this one I was like...
And, like,
he's a sad
to
boy.
be fair, I understand what the author was trying to do, but not enough pages to genuinely give him a journey of hating her to loving her, especially given the fact that every second chapter, it's not in their story.
Yes.
It's like,
if it was just them in the book, then maybe you could round out the story.
Yeah, it's like, instead we have this, like, half of a story. We're what? I'm just looking. I think we're like 200 pages in or something like that. And realistically, we're getting so I'm almost done. I'm 80% through the book, and it's page 300.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just, and that's digital pages too, not even like real pages.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just,
I think she's just trying to give us an enemies to lovers and an insta love and in the same book, and it's like hard to develop 4 characters in a book, like of less than 400 pages.
Yeah, I just can't.
So, obviously, Louisa's like, what do you mean? You want more than my body? And she's shocked over the concept because nobody's ever wanted anything from her other than her body. Which is just sad. I feel bad for her, and yeah, don't love that. And he tells her that he'll put himself in front of every danger in Fae. Keep in mind, earlier this week he said that she couldn't stay in Fae, in the fairy place. Like, she should leave. He didn't want her here.
Yep.
But now he's saying he'll put himself in front of every danger. Nothing has changed since the last time, other than him.
Well, so this is a part of my issue. Nothing, like, there's been no event, there's been no action on her part that has made him realize his feelings, except for her comforting him when he got upset. Like, what has happened between 2 days ago and today? Fuck all.
Nothing.
So, like, all of a sudden, he's just decided that he's going to negate, like, renege on everything he said about her in the past and, like, admit that, no, he's loved her this whole time. That's stupid.
Yeah. So he says he'll stand in front of every danger if she stays and lets him hold her once in a while and plays with his hair occasionally. I'm like, he's not even asking her to be with him, which is wild, and I don't believe. And he says then that he fought it, thinking that she was a foolish choice as queen, which is just wild to say to some, like, this is a Darcy level #1 proposal of, like, we're bad for each other, but he says that he's the ill-suited one, and she's incredible, and that she's his chosen. And she just says, this isn't what she wanted, she just wanted to fuck him.
Oh my god. Which I just hate, like, as much as I hate his declaration, I equally hate her rebuttal. Like, I equally, like, as much as I hate it, I also hate her being like, I just wanted to fuck you. Because I just...
Well, it's not true.
I know, but I just, like, as much as... I don't know. I don't know what I want, okay?
None of this to happen.
None of this to happen. But if any of it...
Want them to slowly fall in love over time. Yeah. Yeah. Fight me? Like, I don't want this. And then she's trying not to cry as he's drinking her blood, and she rethinks every word he said, and she wonders if she wants to stay in Fairy and be a queen and just be with him, because, like, obviously she said that she wants to sleep with a bunch of people. And she doesn't know if she wants that. So it's like, she has feelings for him, but she's also not sure if she wants to commit to him, which, fair. Because he's been a jackass up to right this second. And then she, like, comes out of her thoughts and she's like, oh shit, how long has he been drinking my blood? And she tells him to stop, but he doesn't. And she says that she doesn't want to hurt him because now she knows that he won't heal if she stabs him. And she starts to cry and she takes out her dagger and puts it against his ribs, and she's starting to feel weak. And I'm like, bitch, I would have stabbed him immediately. Like, if a guy, like, you say stop, and the guy's not stopping, I would have stabbed him immediately. And he's killing her. And she tells him that he's killing her. And she says, you're killing your chosen. And that's what stops him. And she tells him to find something for healing, because she's, like, passing out. So he looks through the bag, and she swallows one of the candies. And he says her name, but she says that there's no time for that. They need to be single focused on getting to the pool, and he agrees. And she thinks that, like, his self-hatred almost breaks her. But if she does break, the prince who loves her will die.
Why? How? What's happening?
I don't know. I don't know. Because he'll become a nutcracker. Like, I don't understand.
Like, it's better if he is a nutcracker.
You can just carry him. Like,
we've said this a bajillion times. Let him go nutcracker. Tuck him into your purse.
Yeah.
And if you need him, smudge him with a bit of blood. Not a big deal. Yeah. Oh my God, how much easier would this be if she was on her cycle?
Oh my God, right?
He wouldn't have to. And he could just, oh my God, he could give her orgasms all the time and just have that blood. Yeah. I know that's gross for a lot of people, and I'm sorry, but, like...
Get over it.
2 birds.
Yeah. It, like, if you think drinking blood isn't gross, but going down on a woman on her period is, I got news for you.
Hey, man.
It's the same.
Can I just say...
Well, it's not the same, actually.
It's not the same. But, like, if it doesn't bother him... It shouldn't bother you. Like, if the guy...
Oh, you're thinking the person receiving it might... Yeah, but that's just shame that's built into
yeah, 100%. But, like, if a guy is like, can I? And you're like, oh, I'm on my period. And he's like, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, sure. Like, go for it.
Yeah. What I mean by it's not the same is, I mean, you shouldn't drink people's blood. But you should go down on girls when they're on their periods. That's what I mean by
okay.
It. Because, like, we're not vampires. We don't need blood.
We're not?
But we do need orgasms.
How dare you?
And you know what? When you're on your period, it helps if you have an orgasm sometimes.
Yeah.
Makes you feel better.
Sometimes,
so, like,
yeah. Sometimes I'm just bloated and I just...
Yeah.
And you just don't want
obviously,
anything from anybody.
Whatever the girl actually wants.
Yeah.
But I will, I'm just saying the reason that I'm like, oh, it's not the same is because you shouldn't just bite people and drink their blood. That's what you should not do. But if both parties are consenting, yes, 100% go down on a girl.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting spot to...
Yeah, that's where we
Oh my god. To be fair, like, I don't understand this, like, he will die. Is it just because she thinks they're gonna get attacked?
I did not understand it, and it doesn't make sense. Because I haven't done my notes for next week, but I did read a little bit further, and I don't understand what she meant, because
it does not come up again. I'm almost done the book, and I think that I think this is like a trilogy, and I don't know what I'm gonna do about it, because I don't really want to read any more.
But also, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I do want to know what happens. So, like, if anybody's read the series and want to spoil it for me, send it my way, please.
Oh, I'm not super far behind you. I'm on page 294. So, we're pretty close. Yeah, I don't really know where it's going. But I was reading it today, and I was like, Kristen, the cheese!
Yeah, so
I hate it.
We'll get into it next week, or no, that was this week.
No, the cheese was
right.
The honey milk blood was this week.
So, just as a little preview for next week, not only does the Sugar Plum Fairy make honey milk pool and a blood pool, he also makes a cheese pool, and it congeals in the Rat King's fur, and it's disgusting.
And drowns his little sentient rats that are all over his body. But, like, then they come back. They reanimate. It takes them a little while, but then
so gross. Also, I will say that all of the, fan art that I look at, 98% of it is the Sugar Plum Fairy and Clara. Nobody likes Lir and Louisa.
Well, you kind of already said that when you were talking about how it's problematic relationship. It's like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, ugh. We only have one more.
Yeah, so...
We only have one more week of this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anyway, it'll be fine. Oh, right. So, sorry. I'm just so annoyed by this book, but we're gonna wrap it up for this week. So if there's anything you heard in our episodes that you want to talk about, or if you have any book suggestions for us, please reach out to us by email at coffeeandcoread@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Coffee and Co-Read and coffee.coread on TikTok.
So next week we're obviously going to finish A Court of Sugar and Spice. So that's chapters 23 to 29. So make sure to follow along, and if you're enjoying our chats, don't forget to follow, rate, and review wherever you get our content. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you on the next